Yes. Lekker vertellen. Ja, ja. Alles. Dat kan steeds. Je moet niet zien. Dat is het ook van de partij. Dat is ook goed. You spend it like slide into your DMs like that. Thank you. Hey, how are
Hello,
you?
good, and you?
Fine, thank you. Who am I speaking to?
Richard.
Hello, Richard. Welcome. You are number one to join us.
Yeah, I was trying to test this.
You like an early bird now?
Yeah.
For sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to rename you Richard.
Yes.
While we're at it, we're just waiting for the rest of the people that will join you soon. My name's Adele. The host moderator is going to be Danny, very nice gentleman.
Okay.
And what you need is maybe you could just take a piece of paper and pen to make some notes for yourself, Danny. Yes.
Yep.
And then some, oh, what can I say?
Ready.
What can I say? Prepared. Thank you,
Yeah.
but I
No, I
appreciate
was
it.
just testing in case there's signal and all those things.
Yeah, no, rather be prepared. That's what I'm saying as well.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate you, sir.
Cool.
Great.
I'm sure people will start joining now. It's 1:45.
Yes, yes, yes. They are starting
How
to
many
join.
people are we expecting? 10? 5?
No, for sure. For sure. We'll see now. Yes. If you need to do a bathroom break or go and fetch something to drink, whatever, now's the time. You'll be busy for an hour and a half to about 2 hours, okay?
All
And
right.
then just to mind that to keep your phone steady. Normally, if I on my phone my device, then I like with a book, just put it like, like anchor it to a book and it keeps, otherwise you go like that. You know what I mean? I do
Which one?
appreciate
Which
it.
one? The
Okay,
phone?
thank you. Hi, TJ. Good afternoon.
Oh,
Let's just see here.
oh, he's
Sweta?
mute. TJ is mute.
Hi,
Yes.
sorry. I'm just trying to sort out everything here.
No
The Zoom link.
worries, no worries, no worries. Give you time. Okay, great. See? And then I've got Sweta.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, and you? Do I
I'm good,
pronounce
thanks.
your name correctly, my dear?
Yes, you did.
Ah, wonderful. Great. Welcome. I can't see you though.
Let me just. Is that it? There you go.
Hi. Hello,
Hi.
Tracy.
Hey, how are you?
Right, and yourself?
All good, thank you.
Wonderful. Great. So you can hear me, you can see me.
Yes, I can hear you, I can see you. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for being on time. I do appreciate. Sweta. Sweta.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Great. Guys, so we've got Richard. Right. TJ is just busy with video. See if he can fix his video. And then hopefully the rest will join us soon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that. What I mentioned before, if you maybe can keep a notepad or a piece of paper or whatever you want to jot down some notes ready, that would be helpful. Appreciate that. During that, because it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours session, and the moderator is Danny. Right, let me just call. Thank you again. I'm just going to call the rest of the people and see where they are. Hello, DJ. Wow. Oops, where you now? Disappeared. Okay, let's just see quickly. DJ, let's see, sir. We'll see you now. Okay. You can just press on bottom audio and then it's video. You can just press on your video like such. There you go. Bottom left corner, audio and video. Yeah, there you go. Can you hear me? Can you put up your volume, TJ? Put up your volume.
I think that's better.
Yes, that's better. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You always have to do these things beforehand. Thank you for being on time. I'm very grateful. Sanique, Are you well? Sonique? Hi, Sonique. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Can you hear me, Sonique? Let me just give it a call. Thank you. Let's see, like I mentioned, just make sure you've got a piece and paper. Oh,
Okay.
hi,
I'm
Sonique.
just
Can you hear me? Did you say something? Sonique, I'm going to prompt you to start your video. You can just do it for testing. Yes. Where's that lady? Sonique, where are you? Okay, your video is on. Can you hear me? Can we do testing, Sonique? Sonique? Ladies and gentlemen, just excuse me for a moment. I'm just going to pause.
I've just gone to get a notepad and a pen. That's where I disappeared to.
Not a problem, TJ. Sure. Let's try again. Hi, Shay. Are you well? Sonique, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know it was unmute and stuff.
Okay, sure. Now at the bottom of the screen, you will see that there's your audio and then your video. Can you maybe just switch on your video as well, please? Bottom left.
It's on.
Yes, but we can't hear you, can't see you.
It is on though.
Yeah, we can see Shay.
Okay. Hi, Shay.
Hello,
How are you?
fine and you?
Fine, thank you. Okay. Sonique, did you try and get in with 2 devices?
Who? Me.
No, Shay. Shay, you perfect. Not a problem. I'm just asking Charlotte. I'm going to ask you to unmute, please.
Okay, I'm on.
And then your video as well, please, ma'am.
My video says that it is on, so I don't see.
Okay. At the bottom, audio and video left bottom.
Yeah, it
Click
says that
on
it is on.
but we can't see you.
Yeah, it's saying she put it off now.
Yes.
Now she put it back on.
Yeah, put it.
But it's not coming through.
Yes, it's not
There we
coming.
go.
Oh,
That's-
thank you. We can see you. Hello, Shanique. We can see you. Shanique, can you hear me? It's like
It's
she's
frozen.
frozen. Okay. Hi, can you hear me? Sanique? Sanique, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sanique? Can you hear me? Mm. Hi, Ryan.
Hi,
You
how
well?
are you?
Fine and yourself?
Good, thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, 1 second, please.
It
Yes.
seems like the need can hear us, but we can't hear her.
Yeah. Sanique, can you please say something? Sanique, can you hear me? Can you put your volume up on your audio? I can hear perfect. Okay. We can't hear you. Yes. I suggest something quickly. Just go out quickly, Sanique, and come in again with audio and video. Because we can't hear you unless it's your volume. Go to your audio at the bottom and then increase it there. Volume. Are you on your phone? Okay, wait a minute. I go. I'm turning. Okay. Right. Second. Almost there. Thank you so much, rest of the people. Appreciate. Do you want to start?
So what I could potentially start is just give background and context.
Yes.
To start the recording, and then you can ask Sanique to
Just come in.
try and help her again, and then you'll just let her back
Okay.
into the meeting if everybody else can hear.
Okay. And you will accept me.
Yeah, I will accept you. You just switch this one. Okay. Yes. Hello, everybody. I hope that you guys can hear me. My name is Danny, and I'll be facilitating this afternoon's session. Like I always say to people that join me in these sessions, it's like with online, what makes it interesting is that one, you can recruit people from every area now in South Africa, because normally we do this around a boardroom table. But now with online focus groups, you can actually recruit people from Durban, Cape Town, Pretoria, Johannesburg, Kimberley, Northern Cape, all in one go, and we can still have a meaningful conversation. So I just want to let you know that also the other thing with research is that we're not here to achieve group consensus. We're not here for everybody to agree with each other when we are discussing a particular topic. What's important for the clients who ask us to do these projects is that respondents or consumers are just honest about whether they like something, don't like something, have a recommendation to improve. All those responses are very important. So please be brutally honest throughout the whole discussion. It's not about giving me politically correct answers. We will agree to disagree if that is the case. The other thing that I want to say is that we record these sessions. So I do hope that we have your permission to continue recording the session. And this is primarily because it just helps me not to be taking notes the whole time. And the recordings are only used for analysis purposes for the study. What else do I need to tell you that you need to know? Well, the last thing I need to tell you is that I hope that you have fun. Over the next hour and a half, I want this to be a process of engagement and you having fun at the same time. So let me start off by saying this section that we're moving into is the introduction section. I like to call this the speed dating section of our discussion, because this is where you are able to share a bit of information about yourselves. You'll soon get to figure out why you were recruited or what brings you together in this discussion. So I normally start off with whoever is in my top left-hand screen. And Richard, that is you. So we're going to start with your introduction. I'd like you to share with me your name, your age, what do you do for a living, and what's your family situation like? Are you married with children? Are you single, living with parents? Just what describes your life stage at this moment? Richard, can I start with you?
Okay, good afternoon. Is it colleagues?
Yes, we are colleagues, friends.
Yeah, okay. My name is Richard. I work for an insurance company as a read specialist audits. I'm 43 years old. I'm married with 2 kids, a boy and a girl. And yeah, hobbies, maybe I like soccer, rugby.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Richard. Is it Shweta?
Yes.
Hi, Shweta. If you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Shweta. I'm originally from Ladysmith, but I moved to Pretoria. I'm a hairstylist. I'm 25, and my hobbies are usually reading or watching a good series.
Okay. Thank you very much. Shweta, are you married, children, living on your own? What's your life stage at this stage? You?
Living with my boyfriend.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Tracy, if I could ask you.
Hey, I'm Tracy. I'm from Joburg, born and bred. I'm not married. I don't have children. I live on my own. I do come from a huge family, so my nieces and nephews generally take up most of my time. Playing with them is basically my hobbies. I'm either with my nieces and nephews or working.
Okay, thank you very much. Is it Shay? Do I just pronounce it like that, Shay? Hi, Shay. If you can introduce yourself.
My name is Shay. I stay in Pretoria. I have 4 children. I'm not married, divorced. I live with my 4 children.
Okay. And what do you do for a living, Shay?
Administration.
Administration. Okay. Ryan?
Hi there, I'm Ryan. I'm 42 years old. I'm married. I've got 2 young little boys. For the last 19 years, I've been doing video production. When I find the time between working and my boys, then I like to play a bit of golf, otherwise watch sports, or I'm starting paddle, but yeah, getting into it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Charlotte?
Hi, my name is Charlotte. I'm 28. I'm here from good old Durbs. So yeah, you just excuse this enough. You just give me a minute.
Okay. TJ, let's start with you while Charlotte's getting herself organized.
Hi, I'm TJ. I'm 29. I'm a recent graduate. I specialize in psychology. What else did you ask? Home situation? Well, I'm back home now, so I'm with my family. And I am looking to specialize in neuropsychology, so that's what I'm trying to get into. And I play rugby in my spare time. I play games, and I just like doing like fitness stuff, basically.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Charlotte, we'll get back to you.
Sorry, I'm also back home. So it's my sister that just bothered. So I'm 28. I'm a teacher at Crawford International School. Born, bred, and raised in Durban. I'm currently single, so no boyfriend, no husband, or anything like that. My hobbies is gym and church and getting involved with the community overall. So yeah, that's basically that.
Okay, so guys, thanks very much for the introduction. From this moment out, we're gonna have a flat out, free flowing conversation, hopefully. And what I'd like you to do is that when someone is speaking and it kind of like prompts an idea or a thought in your, I was wondering what happened to Zanique. We lost her along the way. Let's just see if Zanique is connecting via audio and video before we start the discussion, because it's let me just see. Zanique, can you hear us or can you hear me? Zanique, you're on mute. You've unmuted now. Can you hear me? Okay, struggling to still get sound out of Zanique. So maybe I'll just keep on trying Zanique, and then ask Zanique to type in for me in the chat if she's can hear me, and then we'll rope her into the conversation. So guys, as I said, from this moment it's a free-flowing conversation. If someone is speaking and it prompts an idea that you have or that you want to expand on or give another view or insight, please just wave across the screen like this so that I can just acknowledge you, or just raise the electronic hand within Zoom to just let me know that you want to say something. Zanique, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we do have a bit of feedback from your line.
Just hold for me.
Okay. Was a bit of an echo. Okay, guys. So let's start off. We are going to speak about telecommunications, right? So our whole focus, and you'll see why you were all recruited to participate in this discussion. But to start us off, we've got our mobile access. We use our data on our mobile phones, and that's one area of our lives. But when it comes to the home environment, I want to understand, why has home internet, if it is, why has home internet become important for you personally? And who's going to start our discussion off? TJ, am I starting with you? Why is home internet access important for you? TJ, you can start. You're on mute. TJ, you're on mute. And then I'm going to go to Ryan. So it's TJ and then Ryan.
So I think because it democratizes a lot of things, it sort of makes it easier for you to have access to things that you wouldn't necessarily have access to. It conveniences a lot, like a lot. So that would like be my framing around it, just the element of convenience and democratization. Those are basically the most important things for me.
Okay. Ryan, for you, why is home internet become important?
I guess there's two factors for me. Is like, one of the things is you literally can't watch TV without internet now, because everything's like an online platform. The other thing is because of my work, like doing video production, I often have to send big files. So like having a good fast internet at home definitely matters for me. Very important.
So it's that the need for high speed in terms of helping you with your video editing, or more the upload of the final production or what you're working
uploading.
on.
Yeah, more uploading. Yeah.
So it's more the uploading. Okay. Charlotte, for you, why do you think internet at home? And then I'm going to come to Richard after that. So Charlotte, why do you think internet for you has become important?
For me, I don't only do teaching, I do marketing as well. So I do have my online business that I'm busy with as well. So business-wise, it's very, very important. And then also I have a lot of friends that's abroad. So when it comes to the video calling and seeing, that's the only way that we can see each other is through this unless we go and visit each other. So personally wise, it is more in the focus of the business, and then also just being able to speak to my friends abroad. And then the normal things like your videos or your TV watching and things like that. Not that I'm a big TV watcher, but I know the family, obviously, they watch TV and DSTV and things like that. So everything is mostly connected to the internet, especially when it comes to, I can see from my mom as well, she works from home, so all of her meetings are online. And then she's permanently on Zoom or Teams or whatever. And if the connection isn't working, then she can't attend an important meeting. So overall, it's just very important.
Okay. Richard, for you?
I think most of the points. Hello?
Yes, we hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, most of the points I think the colleagues have alluded to. Yeah, so high-speed internet helps because I do streaming like TV, including DSTV. I don't have a dish anymore. I just stream. So TV streaming, work, I need to have good internet for me to process or be functional for work purpose, and also connectivity with friends, family, overseas and locally. Yeah. So internet is it's like a
Ryan?
lifestyle.
Okay, Ryan, you've got your hand up?
Yeah, I was gonna say something that's also very important for me is also like we all use our phones, so not having to use our cell phone data is like very important because it's a lot more expensive. So having to just come home and connect to the internet is a big help because a lot of us, I would imagine, spend a lot of time on our phones, Facebook, watching videos, as people have said.
Okay.
So
Tracy, for
yeah,
you?
it's also, I guess like a costly thing, yeah.
Okay, it's a costing thing as well. You're saying mobile data is more expensive?
Yeah.
Yes, Tracy?
So for me, home internet is it's obviously very important for work. Socially, it's more important, and entertainment-wise, it's more important than than for work. So I also live stream pretty much everything, but I raised my hand based on what Ryan was saying, that at least we don't have to use our cell phone data and stuff like that because it gets quite costly. So actually what I'm finding is that my data is working out cheaper to my fiber because it's just me it's just me here. I don't have, it's not me and a partner and kids and all streaming. So just for one person, and I got fiber just because I thought you were supposed to. Like, honestly, I didn't, everyone was getting fiber and I did. I mean, I had a bit of FOMO. So I went ahead and I got the fiber, but I also got I think it's like a 200 gig data contract. And I mean, I don't even get through half of that in the month, and it's cheaper than the fiber. So I've been contemplating canceling the fiber and just going with data.
Okay, and that data will be on your mobile phone directly.
Yeah, so I've got a second, got my my data SIM in it.
Okay.
And I just hotspot. So like if I'm not at home and I'm not connected to my fiber, I just hotspot off the second phone.
Okay.
Which is actually more convenient.
So we've kind of like agreed. I don't know if Soweto and Shay have got different views, or TJ, but what's basically been raised, or TJ has said, the whole thing that everything has now kind of like been, we're connecting devices, there are more users. The level of activities that we are doing is also a bit vast. There's working from home, Teams meeting, there's uploading of heavy duty files that requires a lot of internet speed or reliable internet speed. So there's all these elements that has made internet important. But just from a connectivity point of view, from the access that you use or what comes into your house or the network, what are we primarily using? Tracy's now said she's with fiber, and I'm going to speak about why we get fiber or why we do that. But just now I know that at least one person is using fiber. Can I have just an indication with hands how many of you have got a fiber connection in your home? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7. So all of you are connected via fiber, based on the count. So everybody. Now the question: why fiber? Why was the so let me? I'm going to start with Shay. But Shay, I'm going to ask you a question before that. I'm going to ask you: were you the influencer of the decision, or were you the decision maker, or are you both? And then tell me why you chose fiber.
There's only me making decisions in this house.
Okay, so you do everything. You influence and you decide.
Yes. I had rain before. The prices just kept going up, but rain is LTE, which means it's phone's connectivity. The more people are on it, the more people in the area are on it, your signal is going to drop. Fiber is dedicated internet connection. So there's 4 people in this house. All of them have phones. The TV is streaming. The laptops are streaming. I'm working. Everybody's on the phone. Everybody is streaming. There is no DSTV really in my house. They stream Netflix. They stream Prime. They streaming, which is uploads and downloads. With rain, it was not working. So it's faster. There's no lagging. There's no issues. There's no nothing.
So you're saying that your fiber was more stable. There's no lag on it compared to when it's a mobile connectivity, like in the time that you had rain LTE. So
I had to go and find the spot where it was better. I had to move the router. That was a lot of work. That was very traumatic.
Okay. So Weta, for you, why the choice? Why the decision to choose fiber?
So my parents basically influenced my decision because they used to use it back at home. So I instantly thought, like, since it was working so well at home with the 4 of us, with 2 of us where my boyfriend actually needs like really good internet where it doesn't lag, it was just a good decision.
So it was kind of like a natural choice just because you've experienced the product. So let's go that same way. Ryan, for you?
Sorry, what? Why? Who? Well, yeah, I was the main decider in the home. I guess mine just goes back to those large files and having to send something fast. I was on mobile data, but yeah, just finding it wasn't working so great for what I need to do.
Okay. Then Charlotte, for you, you've also on fiber. Was it you the influencer or the decision maker?
I was the influencer. All of us stay on the property. So, for example, my sister and her fiance stays in the granny cottage on the property. And then I stay still, well, I just moved back in with my parents after I came back from Dubai. So with the amount of people that's on the property, it's just better to go through to fiber than staying on the LTE line. And also, like I said, like my mom works from home, my dad works from home. I come back, do my marketing, my sister and Brent, same thing. So everyone is during a certain time of the day, everyone is at home busy working. And then also streaming. And for example, I like to play my YouTube music and things like that while I'm busy working. So the LTE just doesn't work where we are. So it's just easier with the fiber and everyone getting connectivity when they need it. So yeah.
Okay. So does anybody have a different reason, motivation as to the need for why they've gone fiber? TJ, do you want to add anything to the discussion?
I want to say lockdown.
Lockdown, COVID.
Lockdown was like the influencing factor, and also because of school. It was just lockdown in school, basically. Sorry, I apologize for something.
TJ, can you try your mic volume and just try and push it up, because it's clear, but it's very soft. So it feels as if your voice is muffled. So maybe you can just put the volume up. Just try that. So for you, COVID, the COVID necessitated us.
Yeah, the COVID was the influencer.
Reliable internet, and because our usage just changed.
Also we were doing a lot of online stuff, like because we switched from in contact lessons to online stuff, and we get like a data portion to us, but it would never be enough.
Okay, so you were allocated that student allocation of data, you said.
Yeah, that was around maybe 40 to 80 gigs depending, but it still wasn't enough for the things that I needed to do specifically.
Okay.
But yeah, that's yeah.
So now I want to ask you guys, okay, so we now know what technology you use. We now know what kind of activities, which was mentioned in passing. We can see that there's definitely been a push towards the entertainment side of our activities with streaming a lot of the content. A lot of you saying that you don't have DSTV anymore, but you've got the app or the online access. OTT services or your streaming services such as Netflix Prime was mentioned as key things in school usage, Teams meetings, and working from home. But now I just want to understand, and you'll hear me use the word home internet or internet, and I just wanted to ask, if you're in conversations with friends and family, and you decide, you're having a conversation and you're trying to say like your internet is down or your internet is giving you a problem. Do you use the word internet, or are there other words that form part of your sentence structure, but that directly refers to your home internet? What are some of the other terms or terminologies that you are using in reference to your home internet? Tracy, you had your hand up.
I actually just refer to everything as fiber, whether
Everything
it's
is fiber.
or not. Even my data, I just refer to it as fiber.
So you would say my fiber is down, or
Fiber's
my
down.
fiber's giving me a problem, or my fiber's great. So fiber is the word you use. You talk to the product. Anybody else using Shweta?
Oh, I just say Wi-Fi is down.
You say Wi-Fi. So your Wi-Fi is down. Wi-Fi is great. Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm just writing that down. You say Wi-Fi. Tracy, you had your hand up again. Or did I get it wrong?
Yeah, sorry. I was gonna say also, like, sometimes I refer to it as Wi-Fi.
Okay.
It depends who I'm speaking to. Depends which generation, needs to understand what the drama is in my life right now. And if I'm really activated with Vodacom, which I generally always am, then I specifically mention Vodacom.
Okay. So sometimes we even mention the service provider in
100%, because I'm so aggravated with them.
In our context. Richard, for you?
It's the same thing. It's Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi.
Okay, so for you it's also Wi-Fi. Anybody else use a different terminology than the fiber or Wi-Fi? And anyone else use another term? Or do you speak about home internet?
Or just in short, the net is down.
The net?
Yeah.
Okay, the net. Okay. So no one else has got any other terminologies that they tend to use. So I wanted to just also understand, thinking about this fiber access that we now use, what are some of the most common or points of frustration, things that you experience as a consumer that is not so satisfactory with your fiber service that you are currently using? Richard, I'm going to start with you.
When there's no electricity.
So what happens when there's no electricity?
I can't access the fiber.
Oh, so fiber's down when there's no electricity.
Yeah. And also bad weather sometimes. It affects the waves. So you get that interruptions in the picture quality.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Richard, when that happens, what do you tend to do to try and solve that challenge? Like, when you've got no electricity, I don't know if there's something you can do, and when your internet isn't performing, is there anything that you do to try and solve it?
Yeah, so I've got a router that's on the side as a backup.
Okay, so you've got a mobile router as a backup.
Yes.
Okay. So Weta, for you?
For my solution, I just have a data contract as well, so that's just my backup that I use. And like Richard said, it's usually with the weather and with the electricity that's a problem.
Okay. So your mobile data is kind of like your intervention. Tracy, anything
Yes.
from you that any challenges or frustrations with your internet service?
Well, I eventually got an inverter.
Ah, okay. So that's how you address the electricity issue.
Yeah, so, but I mean, my electricity has been pretty stable the last few years. So the inverter seems like a bit of a waste now. But it is there just in case, so that's cool. And then, so yeah, so that's with my fiber. I mean, with my data contract, every now and again, Vodacom will have like a little issue. I don't know what it is. They always pretend that they're never having an issue. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes my signal just goes for no reason. But then normally after a few hours, it's fine.
So if ever
I've
there was a
never-
time, Tracy, that if ever there was a time that you might be experiencing slow speeds or like, your speed isn't on the fiber line, is there anything you do about it to try and solve that issue?
I've never really had that problem, I must say. Like the only issues I used to have was when there was load shedding. But as I say, haven't had that for ages.
Okay. Shay, for you, and then I'm going to come back to Richard. Shay, for you, any other or types of challenges that you're experiencing with your fiber line?
I've had zero fiber issues. I don't know.
You've
I'm
got
gonna
no
say it
fiber
now,
issues.
and then tomorrow I'm gonna have fiber issues. So I was even too scared to say it. I have been very lucky. I had issues with rain. I had issues with the LTE, but I've had zero issues. It's not. It went down once, but there was messages sent, and I told my work I'm down. There's nothing I can do. It's national, or it was national at the time. I have an inverter and I have UPSs. So there's children in this house. If the internet goes down, they literally die. So my internet cannot go down whether there's no lights or not. So we have solutions for that.
Okay. Ryan, for you?
Sorry, I just had to take myself off mute. I guess the biggest issue I have is probably transparency between the ISP and the fiber companies. Sometimes when you have your fibers down, they're blaming the fiber company, and you don't actually know what the problem is. They don't tell you. So yeah, I guess transparency is probably the most frustrating thing for me. In terms of solutions, when power's down, I also have a inverter, which helps a lot. But yeah, as Tracy mentioned, we haven't had load shedding for quite a long time. Call centers and logging queries and stuff is just so frustrating.
Okay, Charlotte?
For me, because I work from home every now and then, except for the teaching, I would like to go to a cafe. So once the Wi-Fi is down, it would normally be within the region, or something happened, or like I don't know, something, yeah. So it's normally not internally, it's external factors, but they get on it quite quickly and then it's sorted out. But if that happens, I just go to a cafe or something like that and just, get my work done there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything for you, TJ, that wasn't mentioned, or any issues that you experience, or you handling it differently when you're affected by it?
No, actually, because I feel like I have a solution for all the problems someone has mentioned as well. Similar, if not close to. So not in this regard.
No issue. So what I also wanted to find out was, as decision makers and influencers, and primarily a lot of you have indicated that you are the decision maker. When thinking of an internet service provider, what is the factors that you take into consideration to help you make a choice between one service provider and another service provider. So what is that list of things that you consider? Richard, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to start with you because you wanted to say something. I did acknowledge your hand, but I completely now started asking a different question. So you can kind of like add to that and continue for me. But I just want to know what's important for you in evaluating whether to choose this service provider or that service provider. What do you take into consideration? Yes, Richard?
Also, do I start with the previous one or must I?
You can start with the previous one.
Okay, the previous one was just a supplementary
Okay.
answer. So like, for example, if you're having a unstable reception, instability, okay, in the reception, so you can just restart or switch off from the plug and you just restart the fiber.
Okay,
And
so
then
you
it
restart your
comes back.
modem,
Yeah,
hoping it will be the
yeah.
solution.
In most cases, it gets sorted out. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
coming back to the service provider, what's important
okay.
for you?
So I look at the costs, the monthly premiums. That's number one. Number two, I look at financial stability of the company itself. How long have they been in the industry? So they must be financially sound.
Okay.
Then I also get from the hearsay, people talk,
So word of mouth, what people are
Yeah,
saying.
word of mouth, yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
about it. Those are the major, yeah.
So waiter for you?
Usually about how fast it is. If it's gonna be able to hold up the uploading and the downloading. Also the cost, like whether the effectiveness of it reflects with the cost. So I think that's mostly what I look for.
Okay.
Also,
so you look at
like Richard said, word of mouth, because you get different accounts from different people.
Okay. Shay, for you, what would you regard in evaluating a service provider or whether you should choose them or not? What is important for you?
You said brutally honest.
Yes.
Said all the ISP suck. They all
All
suck.
the ISP suck.
Ryan said with the information they get from the F&O, what they give to us, they all suck. So it was what was available in my area, and then I just chose the best one. Their customer services suck. Their turnaround time suck. They don't get back to a customer on time. They don't even know what's going on when they're asking the F&Os. They all suck. So I just drew out of a hat, to be very honest.
Okay. Ryan, for you?
I would say my initial factor was word of mouth. Then obviously it comes down to price, speed, and probably reliability. Yeah, reliability.
And reliability in what context does reliability come in? What would that reliability be linked to, Richard? Oh, Ryan. Sorry, Ryan.
I suppose the company that has the least problems. I mean, yeah, when I initially joined Vodacom, it's obviously a well-known company, and you'd expect the best from them. So yeah, so it was obviously it's a big brand, but yeah, it came down to word of mouth initially.
Okay, so word of mouth was important for you. Tracy, for you in your quest of choosing service providers, what is important?
Well, I'm actually pretty brand loyal. So, about 25 years when I got my first cell phone was with Vodacom. So I just stuck with it. Look, fortunately, Vodacom, I'm with Shay on this, but Vodacom's the best out of a bad bunch. They all suck. You just kind of got to hope the one that you have sucks the least, I suppose. And if it does suck the least, from what I've heard, Vodacom sucks the least out of the others. But with the fiber line, when I moved into the place I'm in now, there was already a connection, so I just ran with it.
Okay,
I just
so
kept
you
it.
found the connection you have.
Yeah. But generally, you know, I do chat to, I deal with a lot of clients during the day, and
Okay.
you know, you kind of chat to them about whatever topics you can think of, because you know, you're bound to run out of conversation at some point. And inevitably, cell phone contracts, fiber lines, whatever it is, those things always come up in conversation. And you kind of just hear what, you know, what problems people have had with other companies and stuff like that. So it's
Okay.
also, yeah, I guess you can say word of mouth as well.
Okay. TJ, for you, what are those evaluating criteria that you take into consideration to choose between service providers?
Good cancellation policy.
A good cancellation policy.
Yeah. Speed, upload, download. And I guess like social clout as well, like what other people think.
What do you mean with social clubs?
Because people, like everyone here sort of like mentioned a specific brand, you know, that they lean towards something. So for lack of better words, I follow the herd, you know.
Okay.
When it comes to considering these things, because they all can't be wrong, right? and price.
Okay, so and price is important for you. Okay.
Yeah, just
So
about that, yeah.
So currently now, just out of interest, Richard, who's your service provider that you're using for your home internet?
Telkom.
You're using Telkom. Ryan, who do you use? Oh, no, let me first ask this. Richard, why did you choose Telkom?
They've been in the market for long. They are financially stable. They are affordable, and their turnaround time is good.
Is turnaround time, is that in fixing faults or what?
Yeah. When you report problems.
Okay. Ryan, for you?
I'm using Vodacom.
Okay.
Yeah, I must say, I must agree with TJ. I didn't want to go with Telkom just because I've heard very bad things of how, like, you cannot get out of a contract with them. So yeah, that's also why I didn't pick them.
Okay. Soweto?
I use Telkom. Like I said, my parents used to use it, so they kind of trusted the brand because some of their family members uses it and it worked for them.
Okay. Tracy?
It's a Telkom line.
Okay.
I chose it because it was here and I was too lazy to rock the boat.
So it was already there. Charlotte, for you?
We use Vodacom, but also because the area is predominantly Vodacom. So yeah.
Okay, so area is predominantly Vodacom.
Yeah, I get the base signal from Vodacom and our Telkom. The Telkom lines are always off with the Wi-Fi here.
TJ, you?
We got the Telkom because one, landline days, so there was just that, you know, and because of price. Coverage is quite terrible, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so what was in their favor was the price.
Yeah.
But you're saying the coverage isn't good.
In my humble opinion, you know, it's more like a you get what you pay for thing.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Okay. And just thinking about your buying or your search experience. Now I want you to take a step back and say, okay, you guys have already got the internet. That is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to find out from you, if someone had to come and ask you, how easy was it to get the necessary information, to find the necessary information that you needed to make a decision? How easy was that process for you when trying to buy an internet package for your home? Would you describe it? I mean, Tracy, for you, it was easy because you found it there. You didn't have to look. But Richard, Soweto, when you guys were now in the market to get home internet, was it an easy or a difficult process? Soweto, if I asked you, how would you describe that?
It was actually pretty easy. I already knew most of it from what my parents told me about it, and nothing really changed that much. So getting the information about it was pretty easy.
So getting the information. And if I may ask you, Soweto, if in getting the information, where did you get the information? What channels did you use to find the information that was relevant for you?
Going to telecom, actually, and then also using the internet, asking around different people to see if it would actually work in the area as well.
So for you, Ryan, in terms of when you were going through your process to get your home internet connectivity?
Yeah, I mean, it was super easy to find online everything that you needed. I didn't have any issues. Very quick.
So you did all your research online, Ryan?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. TJ, for you?
Mostly online, but I did have an interface with the contact center, but it seemed as if even then at that point the person could not explain to me, like, the details of the product offering. The searching though wasn't difficult. Like, I wouldn't classify it as difficult. I knew what I was looking for, where to go, and who I'd be leaning more towards already before the process started.
Okay. Charlotte, for you, have you ever had to go through this find, acquire, type, get a supplier, or was that done by someone else?
We actually had a friend who worked for Vodacom in the fiber department, so it was easy.
Okay, so
we
you
got
kind of
lucky.
like just, you didn't have to search.
No, luckily not. We got lucky on that one.
Okay, and Shay, for you?
My options are there's only Vumatel and Fiber and OpenServe here. So Vumatel is 10 times worse. Their contact center, their customer services was worse than OpenServe. So I just did it with them. Finding the information is easy. Everybody has a phone. The packages are pretty similar because they are all fighting each other. So there's like maybe a 20-day difference, I guess. But
Okay.
and with MWeb now, they have an app, which I like. So I don't have to speak to anyone, which I don't like. The fact that you have me in this meeting is amazing.
So they've got a self-help kind of portal where you deal through an app and not necessarily a call center.
So this, even if there's an issue, I can chat online and say this is what's happening. And then if they must, like if we've exhausted all the self-help or DIY things here, then I would have to phone them or they phone me.
So just before we move on to another section, I just wanted to ask you, in terms of the consideration between service providers, do you find that you were mainly just looking at one service provider, or were you actually comparing one service provider against another service provider before making that final choice? Richard, you went with Telkom, but was it Telkom against someone else, or was it just a foregone conclusion, I'm going with Telkom, just check what they have in my area, and there we go?
Firstly, it was a word of mouth, like I said. So I asked around. Then in my area, so I asked around. Then I Googled my area. Then I saw that Telkom was topping in my area. So I looked at the reviews. People were commenting, and so I went with that.
Okay,
but
so there wasn't really to and froing. It was more
there were one or two, but I looked at the reviews. So
okay, so there were one or two. So Soweto, for you, was it a foregone conclusion that it was going to be the service provider that your parents used and you used, or did you actually go into a phase of at least seeing the landscape of, or the competitor landscape about what is offered?
I think my parents' influence kind of colored my view of what I was choosing, so I just went with it. I did consider looking at others, but I guess I was too lazy to, so I just went with telecom.
Okay, too late. Okay. For you, Shay, you said you were just limited between the options that was there. It was Vumatel and OpenServe as the fiber network providers, and the choices was basically in
Yeah,
choosing.
I don't get back to if you log the request, they take long to get back, and when they do, it's frustrating. So it was obviously going to have to be open source. But an
Okay.
ISP, like I say, they all kind of suck. So I only applied, I don't know, I just chose, oh, Emma was running a special. That's why. They had a special the month that I was applying.
Okay, MWeb.
Yes. So that's why I chose them, because they were the only ones. They were 150 Rand down. It would be 150 Rand cheaper for the next 6 months. So my first 6 months, that was 150 Rand cheaper than the normal price for the fiber.
Okay. Okay, so Richard said something very interesting, and now I'm gonna ask you to do a little exercise with me. I'm gonna show you this bar, right? And I'm gonna share my screen with you first of all. Let me first do that. Let me not be rude. Let me first share my screen, and then I'm gonna tell you what exercise I want us to do. So does this slide, can you all see the slide? When it gets bigger, hopefully it'll, well, let me just, you seeing my notes page, I want to swap it so you just see a slide. Can you just see a slide now? That
Yes.
says general online search. Okay.
Yes.
So what I want us to do is to imagine that we're in the process of needing to find a home internet product or solution that suits our needs in our home. And the one way that we're going to do it is to do it through a search. And let's say we go to Google and we use the Google search engine, and this is the search bar that is there, and we've got to type in what we are specifically looking for to give us the necessary information that we want. So what I want you to do for me and to think about is to say, if this was the reality of today, and you had to type in something that the word strings or a series of searches, what would you typically type in to get the required information in order to eventually end up making a decision to get a home internet access? If Google was your first departure point, what would you type in specifically in that search bar that starts the journey or starts the research process? Okay, let me start with Ryan. Ryan, what would go there?
If I was just doing like a general search, I'd probably do home fiber deals. If I was brand specific like Vodacom, I'd say Vodacom fiber deals.
Okay, so if you were brand specific, you would say Vodacom fiber deals. And if you were just doing a general search, it would be home fiber deals.
Yes, yeah.
Richard?
So for me, it would be fiber access around my area.
So it's fiber access around my area.
Yeah, but obviously your location must be on for you to,
Okay.
so you can pick up.
Okay. Any other word string or any other type of search words that you would use, Richard?
Internet service provider around my area.
So it's internet service providers around my area.
Yeah, because remember some areas don't have, for example, there are no telecom or fiber lines in those areas. So that's why you have to be specific.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like one size fits all. Some areas don't have, for example, M-Web or whatever the case.
Okay. So Tracy, I know you moved into an area where you found it. Now imagine you're moving out and you're moving into a new area. What are we typing to help us with our search?
So, to be honest, I wouldn't be typing in keywords.
What would you type?
I would be giving my little Google a whole big long story about I need fiber. This is my budget. This is the street I live in. I want a Google star rating for every single supplier or service provider that you're suggesting. And I mean, that's how I would start the conversation with my AI.
Okay, so you would be relying on AI to come and intervene based on the story you have written, to come back with some recommendation, some feedback, something.
Yes. And then my AI always asks me if there is any other information that they can provide for me.
Okay.
And then obviously somewhere along the line, I will have a bit of an argument with it because either they made a stupid suggestion or whatever it is. But I would start the search with like full on parameters of budget, area, and Google star rating.
Okay, so it's budget, area, and Google star rating. Okay. Shay, for you, how would your search words go?
I would be looking for the best ISP because I have to deal with those people. Oh, the suppliers are all pretty much the same. It's the suppliers that change, and your experience with the ISP is what affects your product. So I'd look for the best ISP. If I could have chosen, then that's what I would have looked for.
Okay, so it says your search would have been best ISP specifically. Would you have just kept it like that, or would it be best ISP in my area? Are you saying?
Yeah, obviously where I moved, yeah. Because the ISP will phone and advise me, okay, hi, which is the best fiber package to use? This is where I stay. They're the ones that will give me the information. I don't need to be asking Google.
Okay. And
I need to know who I'm going to deal with every single month. I'm going to pay you my money. So if I have an issue, this is the person I'm going to speak to. This is the person I'm going to deal with. I don't want to have issues with those people every month.
Okay. Shuwetsa, for you, is there anything that would particularly make up your construct of your search?
So I did what Tracy did, and I used ChatGPT to give me a rundown of everything. So it really helped a lot. It actually gave me all the information I needed.
Okay, so you also gave ChatGPT the task and giving the whole story, like as a what your needs are. TJ, for you?
Pretty much the way Ryan would do it, but I would also look for top hits. Oh, might be confusing the people, but essentially just look for the best offering in the area and then put that into AI and then put that into another AI and then like weigh the apples and be like, okay, I'm getting more information about this, more hits, more ratings, blah, blah, blah. And then move on from there. I don't know if that makes sense.
So typically what I hear you saying, TJ, is that apart from this, the general search, you would let the results of your general search be further filtered by an AI platform or an AI search again to refine and reduce and compare.
Yeah, but ultimately I'm gonna be the refiner because I'm gonna weigh the responses from the AIs, and I'm just gonna decide based off of that. You know, I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, I like this one more, so I'm gonna take the opinion of this one more. You know, like I'm not particular with the AI itself. I just use it to see how many times I would see the option I'm looking for. Because I did say in the preview when you asked me the previous time that you kind of already know like what offering you're leaning to, you know. So I just go there to reinforce the opinion I already have instead of having it decide for me.
Okay. Okay, and clearly, you know, what it does also show is that you're very technologically tech savvy, so you know what you're looking for, which kind of
Yes.
like makes me want to ask the question to the whole group as to say, do you find that the terminology that is being used or is easily understood generally when we think of the telecommunications industry? Is are they kind of like terms that are complicated? Do you think the overall technology space in terms of internet access is not that easy because it's too many jargon, too many terms, too many things? Or have we come to a point where we actually understand what's being offered, and the jargon is understood quite easily? Let me ask one of the ladies, Charlotte. Do you find that it's easy to understand these internet packages and what they offer, and you know, the words that are being used?
Yeah, I do understand it. I just think that sometimes it's a little bit unrealistic in the terms of they don't put the fine line in between. So, for example, with the cancellation policy or something like that, they won't say what it entails, how long it would take, what loops you have to jump through just to be able to cancel your contract. That's what we had with Telkom back in the day. Whereas also with certain instances, you can't just call someone. If you have a problem, you have to log it onto an app, but the app doesn't work. So what then? So it all comes down to the fine lines of what you want in your service provider. So even though on the internet it sounds amazing, but I'm old school, I would rather take on the internet, but then I would go into the branch and sort out what's going on with the fine line, rather than only purchasing and then I waste my money and it's hard to cancel the contract. So yeah, because that's what happened with Telkom with us.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So Weta, for you, the terminology of internet packages, upload, download speeds, those kind of megabits per second, and those kind of things, is that understood? Has it become more easy to understand?
It has been, but I had to do a bit of research myself because I wasn't familiar with all of that jargon. So my dad knew all of that, and then he just helped me understand better.
Okay. And for you, Tracy, as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, you know, pretty understandable. If there's something I don't understand, I just Google it to try to find out what they
Okay.
mean. I do find though that like not everything is spelt out at a glance. I suppose it can't be, but it's kind of a lot of it is misleading, actually. So, like for
Why do you
example,
say that?
when I got my data contracts, I thought I was buying a 200 gig data contract, but they failed to mention at first that it's 100 gigs of data off peak and 100 gigs of data on peak. So, you know, like I just find that a lot of these service providers, like it's almost like they're trying to be misleading. Like they can't just be upfront about everything. Which is fine. I mean, look, it worked out well for me. You know, because I never actually used that much data, but I can imagine if I got the smaller package, which I think was the 100 gig, and then you get 50 gigs during peak times and 50 gigs. And the off peak is not actually, it's not off peak. It's something ridiculous from like midnight to 4 o'clock in the morning, you know.
Okay.
That probably would have been a big problem for me.
Okay. No, I understood. And just to ask as well, as part of your research that you'll be doing, like if you now go from the Google search, which we've just kind of like gone through what we would type in to help us with our search, how many of you actually do research on the different service provider websites? you know, so you've done your search. Do you immediately then go order the package, or do you still go into the service provider website to do additional research to see what they have and to kind of like make your decision? Richard, for you in your search process, do you visit the service provider websites?
Yes, I do. Just to check on the spec. Yeah, like the different types of packages that they're offering and the price tags attached to that.
Okay, so you look at the specification, the packages, and the price on the website itself. Shay, do you go, not you've got OpenServe and Boomer as your FNOs, but an ISP, do you go to the different ISP service providers to see what they offer? Did you directly go into MWeb to go see what they have for you? Go to Vodacom, go to Telkom to see maybe what they have, or do you normally just use the online
that.
search?
That's how I found they had a special. Because I was looking.
Okay.
I didn't know that there was only Vumatel and there was only OpenServe. I was not going to go with Vumatel from what I had experienced before. So I went to go and search by all the others. That's how I found MWeb had a special, and that's how I signed up with MWeb, because they had the 6-month special.
Okay. And who was MWeb using as the FNO in your area? OpenServe.
OpenServe.
Okay. So it was an OpenServe line, but it was an FNO it was an internet service.
I knew I had OpenServe. I went on to Web Africa. I wasn't going to go to Box either. I went on to others. I don't remember because it's been 2 years now. But I went on to other ISPs, and then I found MWeb had a special, and then I was like, well, okay, that's obvious.
Okay.
So I did do that. I did actually.
And TJ, for you, is it also going indirectly? I know you said these permutations of cleaning up the search and seeing what comes up, but do you visit the different service provider websites as well as part of that research process?
Yeah, because sometimes you find that the hits on the search engine are a bit dated. So then you go into the website, the service provider, and you see that sometimes the offerings are a bit different to what you saw from the hit to the Google hit. But yeah, essentially to answer your question, yes.
Okay. So now I want you to help me with and we're just gonna just see what works for consumers. If a service provider wants to, for consumers like yourselves on their website, make it in a way that they can find information easier, they can navigate the website much quicker, they're being taken to the right places. A service provider is just trying to figure out how can they improve. I'm not going to show you a website. I'm just going to basically give you a schematic of what this service provider is doing. So let me just share again with you.
I'm having audio issues.
Who's got audio issues?
I don't know. It was breaking up quite a bit when you were speaking there.
Is it?
I don't know if anyone else has
issues. Okay. Sorry, Ryan. Just let me know if it's
it's still doing it, Danny.
If it's still continuing, and then okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Let's see if it's better now. Okay. So I want you to imagine that you're now going onto a service provider website, and it could be any brand, and they have got their brands kind of clustered in different categories. They've got personal, they've got business, and they've got enterprise. And then under personal, they've got home. Now, this is the naming convention that they've got mobile. Sorry, they've got mobile. This is the naming convention that we're just using as an example. And the question that I have for you is, if you now had to consider, if I was on the journey to get a product for my home, what category would I naturally navigate to that would easily make me know that whatever is under that bucket is dealing with a solution that I can use for my home internet connectivity. So I just want you to think about it for a moment. Imagine you going to the service provider website. They've got different categories in which they segment their website: personal, business, enterprise. Under personal, they've got mobile. What are the kind of naming conventions that you think would have made it easy for you to understand where to look for if you were looking for a home product? TJ?
If I'm understanding the question correctly, I think the simplest naming convention would be if there was an actual, section for home. But as it's laid out like this, obviously the natural, progression would be personal, mobile, and then home or whatever else.
Okay. So you're saying for your recommendation is that home would be that naming convention for you, TJ, that would kind of like be an early indicator of where you need to click and what you need to search for. Okay. Ryan?
Mine would be the exact same, be home.
Okay. So the word home would be that. Shay, for you, is there any other word or words that you think could have worked to give you that first indication? Shay?
Yeah, I think home is, sorry, I was thinking. Making
Okay.
me use my brain that I don't normally have to do every day. Home would have worked.
Home would work. Richard, for you?
Residential.
Residential. Okay.
Yes.
So we could use the word residential.
Sorry to invalidate your answer, Richard, but would it not be the same thing?
Yeah, it's just a terminology. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're going with different options, just things that says if you saw that word, you would naturally know where to click if you were on this journey of finding information.
Yeah. So TJ, what I'm trying to express here is I'm trying to classify between business and what's the other. So residential
so home is more casual.
Yeah, exactly. So like a more business terminology. Sorry.
Okay,
but
so
home
Richard,
home is also good.
Yeah, so for Richard, it's saying home is can work and can work and can be correct as well. Residential just sounds more formal. It sounds more kind of like a formal tag. Charlotte, for you, is there anything that would have sparked your interest?
I would have also put it straight under where the personal, business, and enterprise in that umbrella area. Because at the end of the day, you want to go, if you go onto the internet, you want to get to where you want to be. You don't want to go click a button, click another button, and then click another button. If it is for home or for residential, then you can maybe specify small household or bigger household or whatever, townhouse or I don't know, farm or whatever. Then you can go and elaborate a little bit more than that. But I would also like it in the first umbrella, either home, under home, or residential. So, yeah.
Okay. So what you basically saying in alignment with what TJ was kind of like also alluded to is to say, yes, we see where the question mark button or block is, but maybe for this we should have elevated it to be at the same level as what personal, business, enterprise, and home or residential should be. Then my first click is at that level, not at the go to personal and under personal, then click home. It would have just been directly, I get to the service provider website, I click on home, and then I go through my journey.
Yes. Yeah, because I
Okay.
mean, with regards to home, if you put it, for example, under personal, so home, it can be established because people work from home as well. So it can go underneath business as well. So
Okay.
rather just put it in its own section, and then people can decide, okay, for a small residential home or bigger or whatever the case might be, you can even have a few options through that as well. And you need to see how much of data you will use or the Wi-Fi fiber you would use and things like that, rather than making it a little bit more complicated by clicking a button, another button before you actually get to where you want to be.
Okay. So if I
Yeah.
sum up what Charlotte is also saying is that the idea is to get to it as soon as possible, reduce the number of clicks, and therefore elevate it to a higher level, and then you could have subcategories underneath home that would help you identify which is more applicable for you. Is that kind of like in agreement with everybody? Does anyone have a different thought before we move on? Shay, you have the floor.
There's usually a search button at the top. Am I the only one that searches? I go into a website and go and search for what I want. I don't bother to look. Shame. Sorry to the people who make the websites, but I will go and search on the top for what I want instead of scrolling and reading all of your information that I don't need.
So for you, Shay, a search button rather is where you would go in order not to be going through this whole journey. You would, whatever you're looking for, you would put in there. And just out of interest, for me to understand, you're now on a service provider website. What would you be typing in that search button on their website?
Home internet.
Home internet. Okay. So you would type
It's
in.
going to pull up all the options it has on that ISPs, and then I can just read the summarized version. Or my address, because usually when you go to these websites, you put your address and it pulls up all of the fiber or whatever packages applicable to that address on the website.
Okay.
Everything is
So
up there.
not only could you search home internet, you would also want to maybe say if I can link my address, then it would provide me everything.
Yeah, most of them have that. So when you go onto an ISP's website, any of them, the address bar is at the top. So you just type in your address, then it brings up everything for your specific address. I've not had to look before.
Okay. Now what I want to just do is a client has shared with us kind of some names that they kind of like been playing around to say, okay, if they had to redesign a block or on their website or give it a name or call it something, they just want to know from consumers like yourself, which are those that resonates better. Now, you might have mentioned that name already, but just for the purposes of this exercise, when we show you the 15 pre-coded list, I just want to find out basically what are your top 2, top 3 that comes to mind, and you can just basically give me the numbers of which names would resonate stronger for that overall category identification. Tracy, if I started with you, which of those category names would be your preferred?
I would say 2 and 11.
So you've got 2 and 11.
Generally what I refer to everything as.
So it's home Wi-Fi or home fiber solutions.
Yeah.
Would be what you would be looking for. Okay. Richard, anything for you?
So for me it would be 2, 3, 5, 11.
2, 3, 5, 11.
Yes.
And I just want to make sure I've got the right one. So it's home Wi-Fi, home internet, 5 is fixed wireless, and 11 is home fiber solution. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Shay, for you?
3.
3 says home internet. Okay. Any other one shade that works well for you? To kind
No,
of like,
because internet deals will bring up a whole lot of things. Home fiber is only going to bring up fiber. Home Wi-Fi, I don't know. Home, I suppose 13
13
as
could
well.
be a
Yeah.
possibility with home, fiber, LTE, and 5G in brackets.
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan, for you?
I quite like 10 and 11.
10 and 11 was mentioned, which is internet deals and home fiber solution.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Charlotte?
I would go with 2 and 13.
2 and 13. And 2 is home Wi-Fi and 13 is home, and in brackets the category of fiber, LTE, and 5G.
Yeah.
So where's it for you?
I would say 2, 10, and 13.
Is that 2, 10, and 13?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 was home Wi-Fi, 10 is internet deals, and 13 was the home with fiber, LTE, and 5G in brackets. Okay. TJ, for you?
I've got 13 and 3.
13 and
But
3.
3 is like, I changed my mind. It's actually 13 and 11.
13 and 11. So you like 13 being home with fiber and LTE 5G, and then 11 was also home fiber solutions.
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm just going to play devil's. Tracy, going back to you. Yes.
Danny, sorry. Yeah, the more I'm looking at it, I agree with Shay actually, because the two that I chose kind of limits you to just Wi-Fi or fiber, which I suppose those would be my only two options, but I don't even know if there is another option for the home.
Okay. Okay.
Look, if I'm being honest, I don't think I actually know what LTE is. I'm ashamed to admit.
Okay. Okay.
But
you're raising and you're raising a point. So where would you have changed yours to, Tracy?
So yeah, I mean, I would probably lean towards 3 and maybe 13. Yeah, because my original two options would have been too limiting. People will think that there's nothing else that you can do.
So basically, what I hear you saying, Tracy, and what Shay was saying, or I think it was Shay or Soweto was saying, by putting in the word fiber originally in the category, it might imply that this service provider only has fiber. Or if you double click on that block, you will only see fiber deals because of the word being in the overall category, which would limit it to a specific technology. And therefore, I think the kind of predominant names that were selected was very generic to a broader base of options. It was internet deals, which could be any deals. It is home Wi-Fi, which could be anything related to home Wi-Fi and what's available under that auspices of Wi-Fi. And then the other one that was very popular was the word home, and in brackets, fiber, LTE, and 5G, which then speaks to underneath this home button, you can have any of the following offerings, either fiber, either LTE, and either 5G. Does that sum up those names? So I just want to, before we move on, just ask, were there any names that were really confusing for you that you are looking at right now, or that really evokes like, no, what are they trying to say there, or that you think if that name was used, it would just confuse the market? Is there any names that stand out for you that just looks very confusing? I know TJ shook his head and said, no, everything's fine. I understand everything that's going on. But for the general folk, was there any of the names that kind of like would pose a challenge? TJ?
4, when I read number 4 is like the most generic looking one. because it doesn't tell you what it is. It just says wireless internet.
Okay, so wireless internet might be a bit of a confusing one. Any other person has got one that just kind of like throws them to say, what are they talking about? Or this would be confusing. Any other names that stand out or from that list?
I guess number 6 for me just seems a bit unnecessary.
6 seems unnecessary. Fixed wireless access.
Yeah. Same for 5, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 5 and 6 there that comes out there. Any other names that looks a bit confusing, Tracy?
Number 9.
Number 9 is home fixed internet.
Yeah, exactly like what Ryan was saying. It's unnecessary.
Okay. Any other ones of them that just stands out? Shweta?
Home, just because it's so general, I don't know what you'd be looking for there really. It just
Okay,
it's
too
broad.
general, doesn't give you anything to link it to. Charlotte, anything for you that was just not gelling quite nice?
Mine was also 5 and 6, the fixed wireless and fixed wireless access.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, since we've now all, let's say we all have agreed that fixed fiber LTE 5G was going to be the category that we were going to select. So I've typed it in there for argument's sake quickly while you guys weren't seeing. Typed it in, and now we get to how this website works. Get into the website. We've got personal, business, enterprise. We've got mobile and under personal, and we've got home, fiber LTE or 5G. And then underneath it would now be the different offerings that would be the next layer of information that would be available to you as part of your search. And if I just showed you this and understanding this tree structure from basically bottom upwards, as we would say, I just wanted to know, with these words here, what do you gravitate towards in terms of saying these are the next level of kind of blocks that I would want to see being highlighted, and we won't spend a lot of time on this as we come close to the end of the discussion. But what is that next level of naming convention that you think should be used by a service provider? Ryan, anything comes up for you?
I quite like 2, 7, maybe 11.
2, 7, and 11 have been mentioned by you. So which is like basically your home fiber. So when you click on that now, you know you're looking at the fiber. Then you've got 7, which is your fiber deals, and you're looking at 11, uncapped fiber. So clearly what I see you, Ryan, doing is like you're keeping all the fiber things together. So you're saying, once I click on home, once I know I need fiber, I want everything to open up for fiber. I don't really want to see LTE or anything like that. I want to now that I know I'm looking at fiber, give me the information relating to fiber solutions or fiber options.
Well, I guess we would need to include LTE and 5G deals if someone specifically needed that. So
yeah,
maybe number like 13 as well is pretty good.
Okay. I think 13 comes from the previous list as well, so I just must check that. Yeah. So, but I hear what you're saying, and I see what you're saying. At this stage now, at the lower level, the products must now come out strong to stand on their own. Fiber, LTE, or uncapped and things like that. So, where's up for you?
I would say 9, 11, and probably 7 as well.
9, 11, and 7. So that is fiber cap. So it's basically your fiber cap, your uncapped fiber, and your fiber deals. Also, again, keeping the fiber aspects together. Charlotte?
I would categorize it into fiber and then also into the LTE and 5G. But under the fiber, I would immediately say the fiber deals that you can get in the uncapped fiber, because most people look at uncapped overall. And then under the LTE and 5G deals, I would put the, well, LTE and 5G, number 8, and then the uncapped, where is it? Number 12, uncapped LTE and 5G. Like I said, because people like to see the uncapped. For them, it's a rush. If you see, I'm paying for something and I can use as much as I want from it. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So so what you're saying, Charlotte, is again, we're clear that we want to split the products now at that kind of level where we have LTE on its own, fiber on its own, 5G on its own. But you say what will draw people's attention and get them excited is actually this uncapped cap offering, so that you know, if I click on uncapped, all the deals that I'm now going to see have got no restrictions when it comes to data. And I now just need to find the best package for me in terms of internet speed and pricing.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have a different view? Richard, from your side, what would have been your preferred naming convention at this level, at a product level?
So it would be 211 12 and 15.
And 15. So again, it's all your home Wi-Fi fiber, or the everything related to the category of fiber or home internet deals. Okay.
Yes.
TJ, do you have a comment for me here?
Think so. So from the previous slide, right, it was most home or resident. So mine followed like an arrow structure where we would start with most. It's home. It's the previous one. There's a previous one I forgot. But
which one? Which one? Do you want this one?
Yeah, home. Okay, 5G. Yeah. Okay, so the last thing is 5G. So basically, obviously, like everyone mentioned, each specific product would have its own little subcategory under that little square. So everything that has to do with fiber would just go under there, whether it's uncapped, whether it's anything else, 5G the same, LTE the same.
Okay.
And then I just had the numbers 2, 11, and 9, 4, 12, and yeah, I think those are, because I couldn't find any other 5G ones in the time I was looking.
Okay.
Those are the ones that I had.
Okay, so we're in agreement that home is the biggest clear descriptor to help us understand where we want to start our journey, followed by the different product categories that is on offer, which is your fiber, LTE, and 5G. And under each of them, give me then the different permutation, uncapped, capped products and that. But something that Shay said earlier on was, if you then, for you to have skipped that entire process, if you had an effective search engine that allowed me to directly type what I'm looking for, it would have been able to make the recommendation. Or if I was able to type in my address, and at the onset of coming onto your website, then I just want to stop this sharing right now. Okay. When I come onto your website and I'm able to type in my address, immediately the options that are available to me that you can provide should have been presented. And then I can easily make an informed decision, which will cut short the journey in terms of visiting that service provider website. So I'd like to thank you on that. Then Tracy?
Yeah, so I agree with Shay, because, you know, at this point, with all of these little options, I've already been on your website for about 3 or 4 seconds and I haven't found, I'm not even close to finding what I'm looking for. I'm going to move on.
Okay.
It's taking too long.
Okay.
Like at that point, I'll be bored. Do you know what I mean? To be clicking. Okay, I suppose like if, you know, if I really didn't have a clue what I was looking for or stuff like that, like if I didn't know, that fiber was an option for me or something like that, okay, fine. But for someone who generally knows what they're looking for, they know they want fiber, or they know they want, 5G or whatever it is, to spend like 4 or 5 seconds on the website and you're not even close to the information, I would have moved on by now.
Okay.
I
Okay.
would
So
have
that's a
gone to
learning we will share. We will share with the clients. Soweto?
Sometimes there is an option for a filter where you can just pick everything you want and then it brings up using that filter exactly what you, with all those options that you picked.
Okay. So you're saying the other option is as part of the, if the coverage map is one area, the search bar is another area, but with additional filters, you could also easily get to a more concise recommended list of options to you to choose from. Okay, okay. So lastly, the last question that I want to ask you, and I'm just going to go around and kind of like get your thoughts. If a service provider has got products that needs internet connectivity, but they're actually standalone products. I don't know if you've actually seen some of these products being sold, these vacuum cleaners and oops, the light's bright, let me do that. These vacuum cleaners and alarms and all these kind of other devices that now people can buy as standalone. You don't have to buy it with an internet connectivity. You don't have to buy it with your mobile phone. If they had to think about a suitable naming convention for that category of products on their website, what name would you recommend they call that tab or name that tab for you to know in there are a series of standalone products and services that at times may need internet connectivity to work? What naming convention do you like, TJ?
I think it would make, most sense to go with the name that already exists, because there's a whole category called smart home.
Smart.
Smart home. That's where you find your vacuum cleaners, your smart fridges, your smart washing machines, the lights that go on when you walk into the house, the garage that opens when you pull up to the driveway. So there's already like a name for it. And I think it makes the most sense to use that name instead of trying to find some other identifier that people are going to have to familiarize themselves with.
So you're saying this name is already familiar, it's in the market, it's in the industry. Continue with it so it makes the association easy for people that come onto it. So you've got smart home as a suggestion. Shay, anything from you?
No, I didn't even hear what products you were talking about. To be fair, smart home is the first for me. So I just now heard about it.
You
So
just heard smart home now. So this share is a company saying that if you go on this, you can get laptops, you can get smart devices, you can get watches, you can get cameras, you can get these new vacuum cleaners that run across your house and help you clean your house. There's all these standalone washing machines, fridges, smart TVs. And if you go on their website, they're trying to come up with a name that just says, if people click on it, they will know that they can get into the catalog of what we offer. So
sure, I heard about it for the first time now, so I wouldn't have clicked that button. But
okay,
if you had
what name could we have used for you?
I don't know. I wouldn't have. I don't know. Maybe you should put the products. Even if I click on fiber, on the side there's usually stuff. There's these vacuum cleaners. I would have clicked on that because then I would have seen it. I'm telling you now, I wasn't going to look at that button.
Okay, you weren't going to click smart home. Tracy, what name would have worked for you?
So I'm very much in two minds about this. I kind of agree with TJ in that smart home, like I suppose everybody except Shay knows what it is and they know what to expect when you click on that button. But I also quite like it when companies use, like when they do something different and they use like cool names that, I don't know, just grab your attention, like your geeky gadgets and your, do you know what I mean? Your stuff like that.
Okay.
Something fun.
Ryan?
I didn't really have a name, but thinking about it now, on some sites it's called like shop, or I would maybe combine it with like lifestyle shop or something like that.
Like a lifestyle shop.
Mm.
Okay.
But yeah, I do like what TJ said as well.
Okay, and then smart home could work. Richard, for you?
Wow. Nothing specific, but maybe home connector.
Home connector.
Yeah.
Okay. Charlotte, for you?
Yeah, I can't think of a name as well, but I really like Richard and TJ's names. Those are cool ones. I would definitely, if I had to go and browse on the website, I would definitely go into it to see what's about.
Like a lifestyle shop or a smart home?
Home connector and smart home.
Oh, home
Even
connectors
lifestyle
also.
shop, that would also stand out. Yeah.
Okay. Soweto?
I agree with both Richard and TJ. Like you can even say smart shop.
Smart shop.
I don't know.
Okay. Who, Lucy, I did ask you, right? Tracy, I did ask you.
Yeah.
Tracy. Okay. So, guys.
Or something like smart at home.
Smart at home.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. Smart at home.
With the sign.
With the sign, yeah. With that, that at.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot. So, guys, I just want to thank you for your time. Thanks for the sharing. I enjoyed facilitating this session. So I'd like to also thank you on behalf of MarkData for attending this session. And just to let you know that the token of appreciation will be deposited into the details that you have provided to the person that invited you to the session. But I pray that you all have a good evening and a good rest of the week. It has just started. Okay.
Thanks, Benny.
All the best to you guys.
Yeah.